that's always our aiming point at the beginning of the week, when we prep and everything. And I think that I got to shout out those defensive ends, man. They were playing crazy tonight. Just, I capitalized on a couple of really good plays. They pushed the quarterback up, and it just worked out great. And we are at our best when we feed off each other and we play as a unit. And I think that's something that Coach O has done a really good job of putting in us and making sure we understand. So, the sky's the limit for this group, man. I'm so happy for my boys.
I
think last year it was Western game, and that was a rough one. That was a rough birthday. But this is a great birthday. So I don't know. I don't know if I've had one that tops this recent memory. So I'm excited.
What's the pride like for you guys are just rushing forward, getting the quarterback? How much pride do you guys take to knowing that DC never really has to dial up blitzes and you guys can just get there with just the base?
I haven't really thought about that, but definitely take a lot of pride. It's just me and the guys. Like, we're all really close. We all play off each other. We all work together and study the same thing. So it just it's one of those things that like the closer we are, the better we do. And I think that's something that again, Coach O has instilled in us and really, that's just, it is what it is.
Go ahead.
No, this is the first time Toledo's ever been 8-0 in the MAC. It's the first time any MAC team's been 8-0 since 2016.
Man.
What does that mean for you?
That's crazy. This is kind of like, I don't know, man. It's almost surreal. I've been here for 3 years, and the first 2 years I was here, we scratched and clawed for every win, and we did this year too, but we just ended up on the right side of every single one, and it was just like, I think that is just a testament to our camaraderie and this team. Like, we've really grown together for these 3 years and put the pieces in motion to have a really, really spectacular season. And, hopefully we can keep it rolling for a couple more weeks. So I'm excited.
I'll start where I ended with Judge, just to go 8-0, be undefeated in the MAC, and going back to that MAC title game. How big is that for you guys?
It was real big, but we got to keep pushing forward. We had a great season. Could have got the first win, but 8-0 and MAC play, that's good. So let's just keep going, keep pushing forward.
What is it about this team? I think 11 straight wins for the first time since '71. This just doesn't happen. What is it about this team? It's just kind of no letdowns, just bringing it week after week.
It's we all together. It's sometimes we have Toledo usually have great teams, but during this time they have fold or something happens or injuries. It's just whoever's in there is going to make a play, and we trust them to make the play and go from there. So we got a lot of trust. We all together on this one. And if somebody falls, we got to make sure to pick them up. There's a couple injuries that happen. Make sure that guy's good, and let's keep moving.
As Paul pointed out, this is the most rushing yards that they've given up all season. What do you just feel like you guys were seeing out there to run the ball so well? Not that you haven't done that in games prior.
But the line is all up to the line. It can't get started without the line. It was a little shaky coming out, but at the end of the day, we got it right, and things took from there.
Was there anything that contributed to the slow start, would you say, for the offense?
The weather. Everybody was. I think that was everybody, both teams. Us and Central. So it was the weather played a big part, and once everybody got situated, it was good.
What personally, what's this 12-game stretch been like for you? You're top 10 nationally rushing. Having one of the great Toledo rushing seasons all time as well.
It's good, it's just a blessing. I couldn't start without the line, so it's just been a line since the first game, day one. So got all shout outs to them.
How just quickly, the final minute of the first half, it went from 0-0 to 10-0. Mm-hmm. How much did it energize you? What was kind of the talk in the locker room like at halftime? How big was that sequence?
Coach Campbell seen us when we was at our best and seen us when we was at our lowest, and he knows what perfection is like and firing on the ball. So, like I said, it was just, we were slow coming out. We had, cold outside. It's just, it hurts when you get hit. So, we just had to buckle down and get it right.
So, is that the best catch you've ever had in your life?
On camera, yeah, today. So, that was fun. Kind of just did what I had to do. That's kind of what they expect from me to do. So, I'm glad I was able to do it for them.
Was it just like an instinct thing? Like you just had to go up with one hand?
Honestly, I wanted to go up with two because that's what we're coached to do. But it kind of just happened that way. Luckily, I got the better end of the stick on that one, so that was good.
What does it mean?
Coaches joke with you about why you go up with two hands? Just dang.
Yeah, a little bit. There was some cracking the jokes and stuff like that, but more so just congrats and stuff like that. First one of the season and stuff. So worth the wait for sure. So.
What does it mean that you finally have your first touchdown as a Rocket?
A lot. I mean, I got here in the summer, put a lot of work in with the guys, got close really early. They've been by my side this whole season. I've been by theirs, so, it's fun to have it pay off like that.
That was a big play. Obviously, went from 0-0 to 7-0. And then the defense stopped them. We got the field goal at the end. Just how big did you think that sequence was? In 1 minute, it went from scoreless to 10-0.
Yeah, I was kind of caught up in the moment, with just the play, and then I kind of sat down on the sideline, looked up, and kind of understood what the situation was. So, that was important. Just glad I was able to help the team out.
Big opening statement.
Yeah. Obviously proud of our football team. Come on a road, get a win. Team that was playing for a bowl game, their senior day. Thanksgiving week, lots of things to be so thankful and grateful for, and really grateful for this football team and the position that they put themselves in, because they have done everything they said they were going to do since back in January, and that is really difficult to do. And man, just really happy for them and proud of them, and that we put ourselves in a position to be right where we wanted to be, and that was playing for another championship. And we got tough on this week, and we'll have to have a great week of practice, but until then, we're going to celebrate this season to what it is to this point in time, and have a good fun bus ride on the way home.
They say games are won on the line of scrimmage. What did you think of both of your lines today?
Obviously the rushing statistics offensively would be a shining point offensively. Defensively, a lot of havoc plays where they got the quarterback flushed out of there, and give that kid credit. I mean, he's a really good athlete. We didn't get him on the ground a couple times, but we really disrupted the passing game a lot, I thought, from the front. And then they were able to get him down a few times too. So it is where it is. It's not every game's won that way, but the ones in late October, November, and early December when you want to play for a championship, those ones are won at the line of scrimmage.
It went from scoreless to 10-0 in the final minute of the first half. How much, energy and whatever did that give you guys?
Well, Jaden's catch was a huge play. I mean, obviously it's a touchdown catch, and those are always big plays. But I think I don't know whatever the right word is here, but the style of the catch. I mean, that ignited our sidelines and really put life into us when we needed some. We followed that up with a 3-and-out where we got a sack, and they got a short. They had a bad punt and they gave us a short field, so we got a field goal there going into half to make it 10-0, which I thought was really critically important because they got the ball coming out to start the third quarter. So to have a 2-score lead there, big swing in momentum in the last 4 minutes of the second quarter. That last 4 minutes of the second quarter and that first 4 minutes of the third quarter, we've been really good in most of the games in that middle 8 minutes there, and I think that's sometimes an overlooked statistic in football.
I feel like some coaches may have been satisfied just to be up 7-0, let the clock run out there. Was the plan always to call the timeout after first down?
I mean, obviously, you're seeing what's going to happen there with the first play. You don't want to, if a long play spits out there or they get a first down, you don't want to give them life. But once we got I think they ran it to get it to 2nd and 9, and then we got a sack that pushed it to 3rd and a mile. We wanted to make sure we could try to get it back. And they only ran like 10 seconds off the clock there, so I think it was 1:12 when they got it, and we got it back just under a minute. So felt like we could turn that into some points, and luckily we were able to.
Was there anything beyond the cold in your eyes that contributed to the slightly slow start to this game?
College football game. They got scholarships. They got good coaches. They got good players. I mean, it's not always easy. Not every time you score a touchdown when you get the football, and not every time you make a stop. Continue to play all 60 minutes. Continue to make the adjustments necessary that need to be made, and rely on your team to play complementary football. And for I think pretty much all 4 quarters we were able to do that today.
And your time at Toledo, where does this team rank just in terms of kind of knowing what you're going to get each week? In terms, I'm sure some years it's like, I hope we're ready, but I can't say for sure. Where does this team rank just in terms of the consistency?
Well, I mean, I think the irony in the whole thing is the more that we're by ourselves, the better off we are. Hey, well, man, it's going to be hard to motivate your football team. You're going on Thanksgiving Day to Mount Pleasant. You're going to be in a hotel where there's nobody at, and you're going to not get to eat Thanksgiving meal with your family. And not these guys. They thrive in that moment, and the more it seems to me that they get their back pushed against the wall, or it doesn't feel like it's in their routine, they respond. And I think you've heard me say this lots of times. I mean, the job of a coach is to try to make sure the sayings come off the wall. And man, this team has been able to pull all those sayings off the wall and put them to action, and that's gratifying for me.
What did Thanksgiving look like
3-hour bus ride, a really good Friday practice. I got to give Miss Barb, our team mom / caterer, credit in the morning because we had some great chicken and waffles and breakfast in the morning. Good video session last night and some being around the team. But I mean, we hadn't played a noon game in a long time, so it was a quick turnaround this morning. So it was, go to bed, watch the end of the Egg Bowl, and get up and play football.
What does this perfect MAC record mean to you, especially since it's something that hasn't been done since 1971 here?
I don't know. I mean, I have to look back at that later on and worry about that when that time comes. But I mean, really happy for our senior class. I mean, this is, the pyramid in our team room in the last block is legacy. This team has left a legacy here, and you can't ever take that away from them. And that's, like I said, that's what every team in January wants to do that. And very few get a chance to have that opportunity. So super happy for them, super excited for them, and really more excited about what lies ahead, to be honest with you.